Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Lou Riley III, aka the Coin Catcher. How y'all doing today? We want to welcome y'all to Lattes with Lou. Listen, we have two wonderful guests here, authors and a couple. Correct?
Absolutely.
Correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you tell them your name?
Yes, my name is Gillian and Cairter, and I am CEO of KZM Enterprise and co-author of 16 Ways to Love.
That's what's up. And how about you?
Carter, CEO of One Up Bottom Investments, author of 14 Laws of Growth and 16 Ways to Love.
No doubt. So let me ask you a question. Is this the first book you wrote?
Yes, so Crush Your Fear of Flying is the first book that I wrote, and I wrote that in 2020.
Okay. First book you wrote?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when did you write this?
I wrote it while I was in prison, honestly.
Okay.
But I published it when I came home.
Okay. So you did some time?
Yeah, federal.
No doubt, no doubt. So that's obviously you still on parole? Or?
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, listen. I listen. I know the routine. You know what I mean? So we ain't going. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to act like that. Yeah, I mean that define you.
Yeah, already.
For sure.
Yeah.
So now, you guys co-authored this book.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you meet, ladies first?
So I was a keynote speaker at an event to, speak about just my journey with business and entrepreneurship, and also to promote this book and another digital book that I wrote called Refining of a Diamond, which is on my website. And so I was there as a keynote speaker, and this gentleman walked in, and he was the only male at the event. And so he definitely caught my eye. He's very attractive. So he caught my eye, and so after I was done speaking, I packed my stuff up to leave, and somebody was like, "You might want to come back inside the room. You want to hear this?" And I come back, and he's at the podium, and I'm like, well, "What's up?" And he actually was an author. He's an author as well, and so that made me look at him even differently. Like, wow, like it's not often that you meet young Black men who have written a book. Like that's rare. So I call myself a unicorn, but I feel like he's like a male unicorn because he's a mirror reflection of me. Absolutely. So yeah, so that's what, that was the initial introduction to both of us.
So you got the same version?
I mean, I came in there and, it was love at first sight, like truthfully.
No doubt.
And I embraced it accordingly.
Okay. So what does love at first sight like? What does it feel like? Because I'm 53, so I don't know if I had that or not. So what does it feel like?
I was hesitant, and I usually ain't hesitant. Probably thought I told her I love her for real. Yeah.
Yeah, he said so. So when he came in, he walked in, and it was just like him and I said hi. And he said something, but out of his mouth, I'm like, huh? And he just walked away.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you said. I love you. You ain't from the rip.
I mean, like.
How you let it come out though?
No,
I ain't gonna hold you. Like when I first saw her, like she definitely put me on my feet for real. Like I definitely checked myself. Like who that?
No doubt.
I really thought it was her event. If you want to keep it 100.
Okay.
So I really wasn't trying to press up on her, the professional aspect. I ain't come there for no woman. I came to, learn something, grow, gain knowledge. I wasn't even expecting to be an all woman affair. So, I took the time to I had my eye on her, but she didn't really know I had my eye on her.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Did you? Because women are a little bit different.
He honest. All right, can we be 100?
Why not? 100? Don't give me 95.
He was there with a friend of his.
Okay.
Cute. He was there with a friend. I didn't know that he was there with a friend, but it was all women. He looks the way he looks. Like when I saw him, it was more of an admiration of a Black man, like the way he carried himself. I was that does not happen to me. I don't check for men when I'm it does. If that makes sense. But when I saw him, I was more admiration, wow, he really has himself together. He really looks really good. He has a lot. I saw the king in him immediately. And Yeah, he was there with somebody else, with one of his friends, you know. And after our conversation, he let it be known that he was, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. We'll get rid of her, type situation. And I mean, you know, I think that people honestly, no disrespect, but I feel that people honestly expect love or relationships to look a certain way and to be perfect, and they're not always perfect. And we talk about that in our book of acceptance and forgiveness, right? So anybody else might have wrote off the whole situation because of him being there with somebody else, but they weren't really together, if that makes sense. But I took it as, let me see how serious he is. If he's going to play games, then he can't be in my life, but I'm not going to let that person or situation block my blessings.
No doubt.
I'm a woman that knows what she wants. So,
Right.
You know, you didn't say it was your wife or your fiance, so it's fair game.
No doubt. Nothing wrong with a little competition.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
All friendly.
There
How-
wasn't no competition. No.
There wasn't no competition.
Just for the record, we ain't gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you ran unopposed.
He said there wasn't no competition.
No, I mean she handled herself accordingly. You know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna play with her at all.
Absolutely.
You heard what she said. She told me to get rid of her.
How long it take you?
Man, a second.
Okay. So you guys meet, and I'm trying to get to this book.
Right.
I'm trying to get to this
Already.
book. So you guys meet. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, some information is exchanged.
Right.
So at what point do you two decide we need to write a book?
Right. Well, I would say that after a week or two of dating, we were really like very forward, and Carter was very forward what he was looking for, which made me take him serious. So we talked about everything from our goals, our dreams, our plans, our finances, what if we wanted more children in the future. We talked about all of these things. Once we solidified that in the beginning, like, okay, yes, we both want the same things, we want to move forward, then that's when business came into play. And we talked a lot about business and a lot about the things we wanted to do, you know, as entrepreneurs. And we documented our relationship from the beginning, like from like the third day we shared a note in the iPhone, you could share a note. And we wrote every day how we felt towards each other, even the good, bad, the ugly things, we wrote them.
Yeah.
And then he came up, this is his idea actually, so I'll let you.
So, okay. So what made you guys actually start doing the notes?
I did the notes because I'm good at expressing myself verbally, but I'm a monster expressing myself writing, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't be playing.
I don't mean to laugh.
Yeah,
I'm tripping
real.
because
Yeah.
I've been where you've been at.
Yeah.
So how much money did you make writing letters up there?
It ain't, no, I mean, no, like,
Because you know how they do though.
like,
They
yeah,
be like,
already,
yo, man,
already, but I ain't
you
even
put
gonna
some
say,
words together.
I ain't even gonna say I made no money off of it, but at the end of the day, I sat down with multiple different men and, you know, communicated with them on how they can improve their relationship with, you know, their significant other.
Okay.
So, you know, like, I ain't big into like profiting off of, you know, guiding someone to, I look at it as manipulating. Because if I write a letter for you, we basically manipulating this woman. You feel me? So like,
There's a lot of manipulation going on
you
there,
feel
man.
me?
You know that.
Absolutely.
But is it really though?
Yeah, it
And I'm
is.
saying that, is it really? Because
It is.
if you've known somebody, right, for 5 years,
Right,
and they never really spoke to you like that,
right.
and then all of a sudden you start getting letters like that, do we on the inside really think that we fooling y'all? You think, he ain't write this. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think we fooling them women out there?
Yeah.
Just, yeah?
Yeah.
So Tommy just went up there and learned all of a sudden how to,
I mean, I did.
so you wasn't gifted?
I'm not gonna say I wasn't gifted, but I didn't make it into a craft.
Okay.
Like, sitting down, like having an ample amount of time to understand self allowed me to transition accordingly. Like, it did. Like, I wasn't able to express myself the way that I do now based on me being in the streets, me not being conscious of who really loved me. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that time allowed me to not only express myself well, but able to understand myself.
Okay. So, and I appreciate you saying that, because in those spaces, right,
Right.
it's a couple ways that you can go.
Yeah.
You can take advantage of that time and
Yeah.
better yourself,
Yeah.
or you can obviously, as you know, think of better ways to do the wrong thing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So you took the opportunity to get to know self.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
dope.
like,
That's dope.
I ain't gonna say I was an angel up there. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta get in the mix
No,
when it's
no
time
doubt.
to get into the mix. But at the end of the day, like, I understood what I wanted out of that situation. Like, I manifested what I wanted,
Okay.
and she made me realize that.
Okay. So that's great.
Yeah.
So with the help of her,
She made, like, when I talked to her about my prison experiences, she said, you basically manifested what you wanted.
okay.
She ain't ride the bed or nothing.
Nah.
Yeah.
I know that. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, she helped you with your understanding of your
absolutely.
of your time.
Absolutely.
That you absolutely. So that's what's up. So you're originally from,
Harrisburg.
I know that.
Right.
She looked at me like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? And so,
From Harrisburg.
okay, so
Yeah.
you're originally from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Okay, born and raised.
I was, and I moved away I went to high school in another state.
Okay.
So that's where there was some disconnect, where people don't realize that I'm from here, because I was gone for like 6 or 7 years.
Okay. And where'd you go to high school?
Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best thing my mom ever did for me. It gave me, I feel like that experience is the reason why I am who I am today. Because it really showed me that there's more than the city. Sometimes people don't leave the city. My family is from Philadelphia, South Philly. And
Shout out.
Yeah, I have some family in South Philly that's never left South Philly or Philadelphia. And so I really feel like that experience really helped me molded me into the woman I am, and know that, like, there's a lot more out here than what we just see right in front of us here in the city.
And you are originally, or where are you from?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt. Boy, proud.
Yeah, Dofield and Garrison.
Yeah. Okay, no doubt. So now you guys come together, you're doing the notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, what? Let's do a book.
So I initiated the notes to express myself and see where she was at mentally. But the notes was supposed to be a part of the book, but we didn't incorporate the notes inside of the book. Instead, I had a conversation with her about, 16 things that would make me understand her and help us in our relationship. And that's how we came up with 16 Ways to Love. We had more than 16, but we cut all the fat off. And yeah, it gave you straight, yeah.
Okay. So is this a book, a representation of your relationship?
Yeah, I think it's really the basis of how we built our foundation, honestly.
Okay.
Like one of the things is honesty and communication. When you it's no secret that I was married, right? And I had a time where I was dating, right? And I saw the dating world for what it was. It was just a mess. They said it's piss in the pool. It's pissy. Mm-hmm. So I came across a lot of boys who had problems with communication, honesty, all the things as a woman at 36 that I'm looking for, right? And when I met Cairter, he implemented all of the things without even knowing that that's what I was looking for. So that's what the basis of the book is honesty, communication, love, appreciation, like all of the different things that were important to me, but were also important to him as well.
Okay, so when you met Cairter, you were in the dating phase at that point. Now
I wouldn't say, I guess I was, but I did unintentionally.
Okay, and I'm saying that because, you told him to get rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
So, how long? Right. So,
I
so how long did it take you?
I think I was really joking with him because I really didn't. And Cairter would tell you, like, I tried to dodge this a few times because he was coming he was coming strong. Like, he knew what he wanted, and I didn't know if I was ready for what he wanted.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So when I said that, like, jokingly, I was really trying to see where he was at mentally. Like, he wasn't playing. So as he just kept showing me that he was not playing with me, I had no choice but to really
start taking
Fall in line.
his advancement serious.
Right.
All in line.
Okay.
Yeah, fall in line.
I like that. Fall in line.
Yeah.
Fall in line. Fall in line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's another part that we talk about is submission as well. He's really helped me to understand my role as a woman and being feminine and him being a man.
Now,
Yeah.
with that being said, because see, I think I think the wording is what gives people an issue. Like sometimes people think submissive means weak enough to be ran over.
No.
And that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the issue because we don't understand the definition of the word to its fullest degree.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So what does submission mean or look like to you as a woman?
That first of all, that my partner creates a space where I feel safe enough to be led, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that part, and also I always say when it comes to relationships is that I will let you lead me, but I'm not going to let you lead me down the dark alley. So as a woman with discernment, as a woman who finds myself wise and still growing, I saw that Cairter knew what he was doing through his actions. He wasn't what he was telling me out of his mouth, it was what he was doing. For example, we're just dating and he's, where you at? He comes against my car, fills my gas tank up. You get something like that, or goes buys groceries without me having to ask type thing when we're still in our dating phase. Or, make suggestions about ways that we can make money, or gives me ideas about, for my business and things like that, showed me that he knew what he was talking about and made me feel safe. And through communication, him also talking me through it, but his actions ultimately led to an open, safe space that I felt comfortable enough to submit.
Okay. So what we're doing at that point is we're investing. We're investing in and I'm talking about based on what she's saying that you gave her. What made you think that as a man that knew her that she was worthy of investing in? What is it about her?
I wouldn't even say investing. I mean, I guess you could say that, but like not for nothing. When I met her, she got kids in the house. So it ain't even about her. I make sure, you feel me? Like, first thing I did when I got her was look in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and let me clarify this.
Yeah.
Investment, I'm not talking about financial. She's
Yeah.
talking about you took your time, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, I wasn't looking. See, when I'm talking about investing, I need a profit. I'm investing, expecting a gain.
Yeah, that's his life.
You feel me? So when I hear the word investment, and this is like, all right, so this is something, when you're in a relationship with anyone, your banker, your brother, your fiance, my definition of respect may be different. And that's where, I had to understand what was her definition of loyalty, what was her definition of respect. So when we get to the term investment, my definition of investment means I'm going to put time, energy, finances into this specific thing and expect something in return. I was doing that off the strength of, I think it's thorough to do.
Okay.
You feel me?
No doubt.
So like, but I just did it off the strength of, I'm moving like this with whoever around me. Him, you feel me? If you, we build outside of here, like, I'm gonna make sure my circle cool.
No doubt. So now we start writing the book. What does writing this book do for you individually? Like, sometimes when you write, I got a few pieces.
Right.
It's cathartic. It helps you, you know what I mean, dig into who you are, your past,
Right.
or whatever is going on. It helps you grow, putting it on paper, right? So writing this book, what did you get out of writing this with Cairter?
It was therapeutic for me, absolutely, because I talk about a lot of my mistakes and mishaps in relationships and how he guided me through to, work at it better and differently. I talk about a lot of that, like my previous behaviors and how I changed them through, again, his actions and his leadership in that. So it was therapeutic for me to write, that. But he, like you said, he would write me things all the time. So it was like, he wrote his portion way before I was done. So I had a lot of time to keep going back over and looking at what he wrote, and it was helping me guide, made me reflect a lot on my behavior.
Now that's dope that you guys wrote your parts separately.
Yeah,
So reading his part, did it help you understand him more?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It did. It absolutely did. We were very honest with each other in the beginning. As you are, as you know, like as you go through a relationship, you learn more and more about a person. But it did. It helped me I didn't realize how much he looked up to his grandparents' relationship. And that really helped me understand, because here I am meeting this guy who's younger than me, who is very adamant about what he wants, a family. He wants to be married. He wants, he's big on family. And then when he was writing, he talked about his grandparents, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, because I didn't know that. I didn't come in saying, oh, well, how long your mom and dad been married? How long?
Right.
And it helped me understand that his family is big on marriage, and his grandparents have been married for a long time as well. So it just made me, his grandparents and his mom and dad as well. So it was like, it just helped me like understand why he was so adamant.
Okay. And obviously she wrote her part separate. What did you gain or learn about her reading her part that she?
You want me to be honest with you?
I do, of course.
All right, so I'm gonna get back to the first question of what inspires. You said, so you asked her a question about how did she feel
About what did I learn through you?
All right.
You writing?
No, but something about the passion or something that came from so basically the reason we wrote the book or whatever, but something that really touched me is when people read the book and it really bring their relationship together. The lady, I can't think of her name.
No,
you know what question it was?
No,
right?
but I got a question for you.
What?
Now that you're leading into that. That was my next question.
Okay.
I'm glad this is the segue. What do you think, right, that couples can get out of reading this book? What is it that they could take away that will help them in their relationship?
Understanding of self and your significant other. That's basically it. You gotta love yourself in order to love someone else.
Okay.
Period, point blank. It's a lady, I can't think of her name, that came to the house.
Yeah.
With her her man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they read the book?
They read the book together. They both bought a book and wrote it.
That's dope. So what is it that you think individuals can get? Because now we want to tell them why they need to get this book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What is it that you think that couples can get,
For
or
me,
individuals even,
right.
that are looking for this?
For me, I feel like, especially for women, is that, and for men as well, is that there's steps in building a relationship. There's certain steps that you should take. I think when we meet people, we move off of emotion. So I feel like looking at this book, it actually helps you to slow down and compartmentalize each of the things that we're talking about. So when we're talking about trust and communication and honesty, are these conversations that you're having with somebody that you're dating? Are you just jumping in the bed? Now, if you're just dating to jump in the bed, that's fine. But if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for a friend, if you're looking for a husband or a wife, this is a guide to help you get to that part to say, this person is for me, this person is not for me. And
that's a good point, because notoriously what we do, right, is after we have sex with somebody a certain amount of times, we go together. We're in a relationship. We go together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because we don't have that conversation.
I don't move like that.
Nah, but I'm not you necessarily, but that's what ends up happening to people. They have sex a couple times and they wake up and they look and
this ain't it.
Oh, excuse
me. Can I talk? I want to speak on this. We said we wouldn't, but yeah. I will speak that we did not have sex. We came up with this concept before we even had sex. We waited. We came up with this idea about this book prior to. Yeah. And a lot of it was written, and our notes were written before we even were intimate. So so that was big for us.
So with that being said, do you think that it's important to kind of get to know each other before the intimate stage? Or it just happened like that?
And when you're trying to take somebody serious.
All right, when you're trying to take, first of all, I want to answer your other question. I never read hers. I never read her portion of the book yet.
Okay.
He still has read it.
And I like, because so many copies come in and they go straight out, like I haven't had my own personal book. And I told myself I didn't want to read it until I had my own book. So still to this day, I never read her portion of the book.
Okay.
But as far as that question, I mean, I don't believe in that. I mean, like, I feel like if the energy is created, then go ahead and proceed. I'm big on women having self-worth. Now, if you're doing that with every man that you take the time to meet, like, yeah, you gotta do something different. Just as a man, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it was once a point in my life where I thought having sex with multiple women was cool. But then I analyzed my behaviors, and I gained a different perception on those type of acts.
Okay, so we about to wrap up. You know what I mean? I want to thank y'all for coming. I definitely appreciate y'all. Yeah. Can you let them know where they can get the books?
Right. So our books, all of the books are on Amazon and also on our website. So kzmenterprise.com or walnutbottominvestments.com. The books are there as well. Cairter's books are on multiple platforms, Barnes and Nobles, Goodreads, all of those type of things. Yeah.
Okay, and now real quick before we go, we're going to this is the book that brought us here, right?
Absolutely.
But I also want to say, this book right here, what is this book about and what does this book entail?
It's just my journey and, again, steps, right, on finding self, outside of relationships. My book is more so about happiness, success, defining success, happiness, spirituality, and those different things when trying to find who you are as a person. Who you are as a person before